Hi guys, welcome back to Scale Motor and welcome if you've never been here before. So, today I wanted to share with you 10 tips for beginner scale modelers from a beginner. I'm a beginner myself. I started building scale models about 2 years ago, but I still consider myself a beginner. I've learned quite a bit along the way, and I hope these tips can help you get started or improve your skills as a beginner scale modeler. So, starting off with tip number 1. Start with a kit that's right for your skill level. When choosing a kit, make sure to consider the level of difficulty. Choose one that matches your experience. Starting with an easy kit can help build your confidence and get you comfortable with the basics. There's no point jumping in with the most superest, detailist kit and then getting frustrated halfway through, losing your confidence, and then not wanting to carry on. Tip number 2. Read the instructions carefully. Before you start your build, make sure to read the instructions from cover to cover. This will give you an idea of the steps involved and help you prepare for what's to come. You can also mark out in the instructions, like I've done here, the areas where you need to add specific detail. If you're not familiar with the paints, you can write the paint names. You can really just write whatever you want, because after you finish, what are you going to do with the instructions? Probably throw them in the bin. So add what you need, write little tips, steps, reminders, anything. Just make sure you read them so you know what's coming. Tip number 3, get organised. Make sure you've got all of the tools and supplies that you're going to need before you start the build. This will help keep you on track and minimise your frustration. There's nothing more annoying than going to do something and then realise you don't have the tools for the job, or you don't have the paint, or you're missing decals or anything. Just make sure you've got everything. With that being said, don't go too mad. You don't have to buy hundreds and thousands of pounds of expensive tools. Just the basics will get you through your first kit. Tip number 4 is take your time. Don't rush through the build process. Take your time to make sure each step is done correctly. Don't be afraid to go back and make changes if necessary. However, rushing can cause various issues. From missing steps to even hurting yourself. It can be dangerous. We use some pointy tools, some dangerous chemicals. So rushing and chemicals and knives do not mix. That leads us nicely into tip number 5. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes and it's part of the learning process. Just take a deep breath and keep going. If you do make a mistake, make sure you look back on it, reflect on them. See exactly what went wrong so you know what not to do next time. Tip number 6. Ask for help. If you get stuck or need help with a specific step, don't hesitate to ask for help from a more experienced modeler or from online forums. There's plenty of places. There's loads all over Facebook. There's many YouTube channels and many people even on Instagram and Twitter that you can ask should you need it. Tip number 7. Experiment with different materials and techniques. Try new things and see what works best for you. You never know what you might discover, and incorporating new techniques can help you improve your skills. Also, don't be afraid to try different genres of modelling. You never know what you enjoy unless you try it. And even if you don't enjoy building a new genre, say a plane or a ship, you may pick up some techniques which you can use in your desired genre. Tip number 8. Use reference materials. Reference materials can be a great help when it comes to accuracy. Look up images and specifications online or use a book to make sure your model is accurate. You can use anything from Google Images to real-life inspiration. If your desired genre is fantasy or sci-fi or something that doesn't have a real-life counterpart, then maybe look at other models or images of things similar to what it is that you're building. It can really help get what's in your head out and on your bench. Tip number 9. Keep a record of your progress. Take pictures of your build and keep a record of the steps you took. This will help you remember what you did and also help you improve your skills for your next project. If you come across something in a later build that you think, oh, I've done that before, take a look at your photos or anything. You can keep a little diary so you know how to attack the issue this time. Also, if you had problems with something on a previous build and it crops up again in a new build, you could always go back and see what you did and avoid that so you don't make the same mistake again. And tip number 10, just have fun. Building scale models can be challenging, but it's also incredibly rewarding. So relax, take your time, and enjoy the process. At the end of the day, it's a hobby, and you're building models for yourself. Don't get too hung up on the details, and just enjoy it. So there we go. My 10 tips for beginner scale modelers from a beginner. I hope these tips were helpful and you feel inspired to start your next project. Don't forget to drop the video a like, drop a comment and subscribe, and stick around for more scale modelling content. But in the meantime, thank you guys for watching, have a great day and stay safe.